Hey guys, my name's Uhyoung,
And I'm Jason.
and today we'll be playing games with the new Part the Mistveil Blitz decks featuring Nuゥ
And Enigma.
So I'll be playing Nuゥ, and her game plan is essentially, throughout the game, I'll be throwing out all these little stealth attacks and hopefully banish a card here or there, and then once I've banished enough blue attacks, I'll transcend and use all those blue cards against Jason.
And I'll be playing Enigma, who will be playing down auras with Ward to protect my life total and also attack Uhyoung. And these will be very hard for him to deal with because he has very low attack numbers, but he might be able to use my blue cards against me, so I'll have to be careful about that.
Well, with all that, let's head on down to the mat and play some games.
Let's go.
Shall we roll to see who starts?
Sure. High roll?
High roll? Sounds good. Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
Oh,
all right, I
so
will.
Lucky.
Oh, this is so tricky. If I go first, you might set up Illusionist Auras. If I go second, you might set up Illusionist Auras. So I will start. Let's reveal our equipment. I have two Beckoning Mistblades. I have my Undertow Stilettos. I have an Arousing Wave. And I have two cloaked pieces of equipment, which I'll keep face down.
Okay. I have a Cosmo, Scroll of Ancestral Tapestry, and 4 cloaked equipment.
Wow, all 4 cloaked. All right.
So mysterious.
Very, very mysterious. And an enigma, you might say.
Please don't talk to me.
All right, sounds good. Let's draw 4.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Let's go. If I can pick these up. Okay. All right, so how do I want to start this? I am going to start with pitching 3 resources, using 2 to swing with Beckoning Mistblade. And this card says, once per turn action, go again. It attacks for 1, and if it hits, my next blue attack this turn gets +1 and go again. So, would you like to block? It is beckoning to you.
That is quite a threatening on hit, so I think I'll give you a Battlefront Bastion block. And this card says, when this defends alone, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to you this turn.
Okay.
And so I have 1 prevention floating, and this is because on turn 1, Uhyoung would really like to probably spend his cards and attack with his second Mistblade, so we will just stop that from happening.
Yeah, wow, that's a very interesting observation. So I'm just going to swing with this attack instead. Okay. Impulsive Desire. This is a stealth attack. It attacks for 3. And this is, when this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck, and whenever this banishes a reaction or an instant, which is a lot of cards in your deck, I will gain 1 life.
Okay. Well, typically, I don't want to be blocking his stealth cards with blue cards. And Uhyoung, could you tell me why that is?
Because if you block with a blue card, my hero ability will also banish any action card that is blocking. So they'll go to your banish zone, and then I'll be able to play them later with her if you start blocking with blue cards. So give me your reds.
Unfortunately, this turn, I don't really have a choice. I think we want to preserve life. And if he gets to play this out later, then it is what it is. So I will give you the second tenet of Chi.
Oh my god. Oh, what a juicy, juicy card. In which case, as we go to reactions, I'll spend 1. I'll play Hiss, which gives it +3. It is now coming over for 6. And this card says, if I've pitched a blue card this turn, create a slither in my hand. And it also gives us attack +3. So this is coming in for 6. And I get a slither in my hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to slither, which says target attack action card gets go again. So now this is 6, go again.
Okay.
1 card in hand.
I will choose to say no reactions.
Cool.
And this will be defended by 3 and 1 prevention, so I'll be taking 2 here.
Yep. Take 2 damage.
Take 2, and the on hit means I banish the top card on my deck.
Yes.
That is not a reaction or an instant, so he does not gain the life, but it is a
No.
blue card, so he can play it out later with his hero ability if he wants.
Yes. And as this attack resolves, the card that defended it also gets banished.
Very good, sir.
This goes to the graveyard. I'm going to close the chain, and this card I will arsenal.
But before you arsenal, I actually
What?
have a card I want to play.
But it's my turn.
It is your turn, but I have instants. Illusionist is very good at playing instants, especially auras. So I will be pitching this blue here and be playing a Waxing Spectre. Now, Waxing Spectre says if you've pitched a blue card this turn, this enters the arena with a +1 counter, and it has base 3 ward. So This is a very good offensive and defensive card.
Cool. Can you explain ward to me?
Sure, ward just means if I would be dealt damage, destroy this to prevent the amount of damage that it is warding. So ward 3 basically means if I were to be dealt 3 damage, I can prevent 3 damage.
Cool.
But it also means that if he is dealing 1 damage, if I have no other way to prevent that 1 damage, this ward 3 will be eaten by that one source of 1 damage.
All right, then I'll arsenal my final card.
Sounds good, Uhyoung.
Why are you looking at me like that, Jason?
Because I knew. I knew what you were planning to do.
Okay, so there I thought about using my last card to attack for 1 to try clear out that ward, but I think he has hidden cloaked equipment that can block it, so I'm better off just sort of arsenaling that card for later.
And I had 1 floating, so he doesn't know what my cloaked equipment could be. All right, cool. We'll draw up. I will start off my turn by pitching this card to declare an attack with Waxing Spectre.
What?
So,
But
Cosmo,
that's a ward!
my weapon allows me to attack with my auras with ward, and their base attack is equal to their ward, and if I have a +1 counter on them, then they gain go again. So this is currently ward 3 with 1 +1 counter, so it's attacking for 4 with go again.
Cool, so it's attacking for 4. So I am already in a real pickle here. That is a lot of damage, and I want to block it. But if I block, I just don't have enough cards to fight back. Because the longer I don't clear these wards, the more he'll get to attack me with them. So I am going to have to declare no blocks.
Okay, sure.
I'll take 4.
And then I will pay 1 resource to play a Waning Vengeance at instant speed.
Oh no.
And it has ward 3, and this says when it leaves the arena, if I've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Spectral Shield token. So the Waxing Spectre is the aggressive aura, and the Waning Vengeance is the defensive aura.
Cool.
And I think we will declare an attack for 3.
Cool, so
1 resource.
and because it doesn't have a +1 counter, this has no go again.
This has no go again currently.
At least for now.
For now.
Pain. I think I just have to take the damage, or else I am going to be in a whole heap of trouble. So what I will do is I will simply block for 1 with Rousing Wave. And what's important to note is that this equipment is battle worn. So it simply means if I block with it, it gets a -1 counter. It blocks for 1, and the next time I try to block with it, it'll block for 0. So, cool.
And in response, I will be pitching a blue to be turning over my Uphold Tradition, which is my Cloaked Arms. And the effect is instant, pay 1 resource, turn this face up, put a +1 counter on an aura you control with ward. So effectively, now that this has a +1 counter, my weapon will now give it go again. So this has gone from attack with no go again to an attack with go again.
And it has +1, so it's now coming for 4.
Correct.
And I'm blocking for 1, so I will take 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
And the reason I did that there is because I have some very important auras that I want to keep, and I can see that he's keeping 5 cards to try and disrupt my board and stop me from keeping my auras. So I actually want to flip this for the ward 1, just to have a little bit of protection for these auras. And in the same vein, I'll be playing Solitary Companion. So this card is, when this enters the arena, if I control no other illusionist auras, create a Spectral Shield token. I do have other auras, so it does feel like I'm losing a bit of value here, but it is worth it because this has ward 1 and this has ward 1, so it basically stops him from opening his turn with daggers.
Okay. That is... Oh god, that's a lot of
And
ward.
I will end my turn.
Oh no. Okay. This has -1. So that's ward 1, that's ward 3, that's ward 3, that's ward 1.
Correct.
6, 7, 8. 8 points of defense that I have to get through. You just saw me take a bunch of damage there. The reason is, whenever you're versing Enigma, it is so important to clear their wards. Because if you don't, they're just going to build up and it's going to become more and more of a problem. So even if it costs a lot of life, try to keep 5 card hands so that you can have explosive turns to try clear everything that they put out.
So here I actually flipped up the Uphold Tradition to push 1 extra damage and get 1 more ward on the board and to play my Solitary. But what you can actually do instead is to just keep the arms face down and just arsenal the solitary. Don't get too greedy on damage and ward, because that equipment is really important for protecting your auras down the line.
Alright, so let's try pushing back. So here is a Beckoning Mistblade for 1.
And as calculated,
Calculated.
we will declare no blocks.
No reactions.
We will let him eat our uphold tradition here.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, alright. So now I will, as my second attack, pitch 3 more. So that's a total of 4 resources. And I will play Deep Blue Sea. And this gets +1 for each blue that you've pitched this turn. And I have pitched 2 blues. So this is coming in for a total of 7. I have 1 card in hand, 1 in arsenal.
We can defend this quite well, but we're a little skeptical because he's got some cards left. The cool thing with Enigma is that you don't actually have to defend a whole lot, so you can really put your opponent into the position of making the first reactive move, and then you can respond afterwards. So I will declare no blocks here.
No blocks here, he says. All right, I think what I need to do here is to have a chance is I will pitch 1.
Okay.
Activate my Undertow Stilettos. Even though I haven't blocked with this one and I've blocked with this one, plans have now changed due to his actions. So I will crack Undertow Stilettos, and this says destroy, create a slither in my hand. So this comes into my hand, and then I will simply play it.
And what does
Playing
this
it,
slither do?
and this is target attack action card gets go again. So this now has go again. It is 7 go again.
So now he has no more cards in hand. He's got 1 card in arsenal and no floating resources. So I think we can start blocking a little bit here. I think we'll go Haze Shelter.
Oh, so much ward.
And then I'll play Waning Vengeance.
Oh my god.
And so,
Okay.
you know what Waning Vengeance does? It's a very good defensive aura. When it leaves, if I have a blue in my pitch, then I can create a Spectral Shield, and Haze Shelter is Ward X. So it's typically Ward 1, but if I have a blue card in my pitch, it becomes Ward 4. So this is also a very good defensive and offensive aura. So that is all I will be doing, Uhyoung.
Okay. No further reactions from me.
Okay, cool. Since it's just 7, I think...
How would you like to distribute the 7 damage between your wards?
So this is also a very tricky part about playing Enigma, is figuring out when you should let certain auras die. So I think typically people might want to get rid of these 3 to cover the 7. And the reason for that is because these have +1 counters, so they're very good for attacking offensively. However, this has go again, and he's got a card in arsenal. So I think I actually want to split up the ward here. So I want to keep these 2 around, and I actually want to let these 2 die. So I will let this ward for 3, let this ward for 4. These will die, and then this Waning Vengeance will get me a Spectral Shield.
All right. Sounds good.
So here, maybe I should have just let my board get wiped and reset the board, because the opponent might still have a lot of big attacks coming, and you don't want to overcommit to blocking, and you just want to reset sometimes.
I need to keep chipping away at this board. Otherwise, I'm going to get swamped. So I'm going to close the chain.
Yes, sir.
I will now play Pass Over, which is my first Transcend card. So this is banish target card from an opposing hero's graveyard. So I will simply banish this because there is no blue cards that I want in there. And the second text says, if you've played another blue card this turn, which is my Deep Blue Sea, it says Transcend, which is take the card out, flip it, and then it becomes an inner chi. So what this is, it is simply another blue resource, but it also has relevance for things like my hero ability, which requires chi to be pitched. So this will come into my hand, and then I will immediately activate Nu's ability, which is pitch a chi, look at the top card of an opposing hero's deck. If it's blue, I can banish it, and I can play any blue card from your banish zone this turn without paying that cost. And it is a blue. All right, banished.
Hey, that's my Transcend card. That's kind of uncool, man.
May I please have all your blue cards from your banish zone?
You can have my whole banish zone.
Yes. Juicy, juicy, juicy. All right. The only tricky thing here is there are cool cards I can play, but I can't play multiples because they are not instant. And it's also important to note, there is a Transcend card here now in his banish zone that I can play. But the thing is, when this thing transcends, because it is actually Jason's card, he will get the energy instead of me. So that is very, very bad. I do not want to be giving him inner cheese. So instead, all I will do is play second tenet of chi, Tide. And this says if you've transcended this turn, it gets +2. And because it's being played off Nu's ability, I don't have to pay the cost of 3. So this, because I've transcended, is coming in for 7.
Okay, that's pretty rude, attacking with my own card.
Do you know what's even ruder? Having 4 auras.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. Because I have 1 blue in my pitch, I think I want to just preserve my board a little bit. Sometimes you want to let your board get wiped and rebuild, but I'm not exactly in a great position to rebuild here, so I think I'll just pass on blocks here.
Yep, no reactions from me.
Cool, and then I will play Big Blue Sky. This is a defense reaction that says it gets +1 defense for each card I've pitched this, for each blue card I've pitched this turn, and I have 1, so this is defending for 3.
Sounds good. Go to damage.
So I'll be taking 4 damage, and I can distribute them across my ward. So I will be letting these 3 auras die. So ward 1, ward 1, ward 2. That's 4.
Cool. Sounds good.
This Waning Vengeance will create another Spectral Shield when it leaves because I have a blue card in my pitch zone. So this Spectral Shield here.
And all these cards that I pitched go to the bottom of my deck. All right. And I'll draw up for the end of my turn.
Cool. And on my turn, I don't have any cards in my hand, so I can't attack with my Waxing Spectre. But
What a fool.
Enigma says that your first Spectral Shield attack each turn costs 1 less to activate. So because this costs 1, discounted by Enigma's hero ability, I can actually attack for free and attack you for 1.
All right. I'll say no blocks and I'll take 1 damage.
Okay, sure. And then I will pass my turn and draw up.
All right, my turn. We are again faced with the problem of Jason having wards, and we need to clear them because they are spooky. So here is a beckoning Mistveil to open things up. 4-1. Go again.
I think we'll let him have our Spectral Shield here. I'll declare no blocks.
Yep, no reactions.
Cool. This will eat up his 1 damage.
Cool. And then I will play Double Trouble. This is a 0 for 3 stealth attack, and it says if I've activated 2 or more attack reactions this chain link, so on this attack, this gets +2 damage, and when it hits a hero, I banish the top 2 cards of your deck.
Cool.
So hopefully it hits, and I get some cool blue cards to play.
I don't think it's hitting, but I think I'll give you some cool blue cards to play.
Wow.
I think we'll have to defend for 6 here.
Oh, okay. So he has respected the attack and given me 6. So this is where we get him. So I'm going to first play Venomous Bite, which is my first reaction. This gives Double Trouble +3 damage. And it also says, if I've pitched a blue card this turn, which I have, create a Fang Strike in my hand. So this is a Fang Strike, comes into my hand, and I will also play it. And Fang Strike simply says, target attack action card gets +1. So these are now 2 attack reactions, so this becomes 5. +3 from Venomous Bite, and +1 from Fang Strike. So this is now 5, 8, 9. 9 damage.
Cool. And I'm blocking 6, and I have ward 3, so this is covering 9.
Yep.
Calculated.
Calculated.
But these get banished, so you can play them later, but
Yes.
I don't really care about these cards.
This goes to the bottom, and I will draw up for the end of my turn.
Alright, cool. On my turn, I don't really have anything exciting to do, so I think we'll just cover our life total a little bit, play Essence of Ancestry Mind, and this card says, when this leaves the arena, if I have no Illusionist auras, the next time I'd be dealt damage by a blue source this turn, prevent it. So this is a very good card to play when you kind of have an empty board, just to save yourself a little bit of life on your opponent's next turn. So I will Arsenal and pass.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, so this is sort of my one opening. I've worked hard to get rid of a lot of his wards, and now I really need to push damage and get some tempo. So I will pitch 3. Start with another Beckoning Mistblade for 1. Go again.
I think we will choose to not block here. We'll let our Essence of Ancestry Mind die here, and this will prevent the next blue damage that he tries to deal to me this turn.
Yep, sounds good. I will pitch another 3, use 2 of it, and attack with Beckoning Mistblade. And it's important to note that weapons are not red source or blue source or anything, they're just weapons.
Now, an interesting thing here is because I've let this die, And because Beckoning Mistblade gives his next blue attack +1 and go again, I can actually comfortably let this hit and not be afraid of him playing a blue card. So I think I will just take the 1 here.
Fair enough. Okay, so that means what I'm going to attack with is Desires of Flesh. This is a 0 for 3 stealth attack. This is when this hits a hero, they banish the top card of their deck. And whenever this banishes an attack action card, gain 1 life. So here's 0 for 3, no go again.
Okay, cool. And
1 card in hand.
what I'm going to do is play Moon Chakra, which says the next time you would be dealt damage this turn, prevent 1 of that damage. If you've transcended this turn, instead prevent 3. But before this resolves, I'm going to play Rising Sun Setting Moon, which is a transcend card. This lets me draw a card and then put a card from my hand on the bottom of my deck. And if I've played another blue card this turn, transcend. So I will resolve the first part of this text by drawing a card and putting a card on the bottom. And then this will transcend.
That's pretty good.
And this just means I flip it over to become an inner chi. And now Moon Chakra resolves and I have transcended this turn, in fact. So it's preventing 3 damage.
That's a clean block on this attack. So what I will do is, then I'll play Hiss. This simply says, gets +2. If I pitched a blue card, create a slither in my hand. And here's a slither, which will come into my hand, and I'll play it. And it says, target attack action card gets go again. So this is now coming in for 5, go again.
The important thing to know about when you're playing Enigma is that sometimes you don't want to cover all the damage, even though you are able to. So because we don't have that many attack actions in our deck, you'll see, we'll let him hit and hopefully he doesn't gain the life. So I'll say, sure, I'll go to damage.
Yep, sounds good. Take 2.
Take 2, banish the top card on my deck. Hopefully not a blue or an attack. It is a blue and an attack.
Hope. There's hope. All right.
Gain your 1 life, you idiot.
I gain 1 life. My great friend, Jason.
1 life.
All right. So this is go again. So what I am going to do is I will attack once more. Art of Desire Body. A 0 for 3 stealth attack. This is when this hits a hero, banish the top card of the deck. And whenever this banishes a red card, draw a card and gain 1 life.
Well, we're already priced into not blocking here. And there's no way he'll hit a red, right?
There's no way, right?
There's no way. There's no way. No way. All right, no
Give it to me. Give
blocks.
It to me. No blocks? Okay, no reactions from me.
Okay, I'll take 3.
All right, give me a red.
It's a blue, but
okay,
that's an
but
attack.
listen.
that's really good.
That's pretty good for me. All right.
It's really good for him.
So I don't gain the life and I don't draw a card, but that's A-okay.
A-okay.
A-okay indeed. All right, I'm going to draw 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, your turn.
Sweet. And because I transcended last turn, I can pitch this inner chi to activate Enigma's hero ability.
Yeah.
Which is a once per turn instant, create a spectral shield token with a +1 counter if you pitch a chi. And this ability synergizes very well with her first line of takes and also her weapon, where I can attack for 2 with go again for free.
That's pretty good. I'm going to have to declare no blocks. I will take 2.
Sure. And Enigma is not only placing down ward auras, but also at attacking for 7.
Oh my god. That's not an illusion.
It's pretty...
That's just a big 7 attack.
It's a guy with a sword.
It's a big guy with a big real sword. Nothing about that is an illusion. That hurts really bad, actually. So I think what I have to do is, can't take all of it, so I will block 3. And
Sure.
take 4.
Take 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I will arsenal this for a later turn and pass.
Cool. Sounds good. So what I will do on my turn is I will give you another Beckoning Mistblade for 1. 1 floating. Do you think these attacks are blue?
I think their attacks are red. But even so, I have to protect my spectral shield. So I will give you this Battlefront Bastion, which will prevent the next 1 damage when defending alone. So this will cover his next Beckoning Mistblade, hopefully.
Okay. Well, here is my not Beckoning Mistblade. My Mind's Desire. A 0 for 3 stealth. When this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck. Whenever this banishes a non-attack action card, gain 1 life.
I think we'll just defend for 3 here with 1 prevention still floating from the Bastion. If he banishes this card, then he will gain a life, but we kind of want to just keep our Spectral Shield alive.
Fair enough. I'll go to reacts and I will play a hiss.
How dare you?
+3, create a slither in my hand.
How dare you?
And this time I will not slither. I will keep it in my hand.
Okay.
So this is for 6.
I think we have to protect our spectral shield still. It's very valuable. I think I'll play a Waning Vengeance from Arsenal. Paying for it. And because I pitched a blue card for it, when this dies, I create a spectral shield token.
Yeah, so it's coming, you're blocking 3, coming over for 3, but that is ward 3.
Correct.
So that dies, and this is blocked. And then when this attack resolves, my hero banishes this card. And because it's a non-attack action, I gain a life from here.
Yep.
Gain a life, close the chain, and I will keep the slither for later in my arsenal.
And I can, on your turn, because I have floating resources, I will pay 1.
You have actions.
Turn over my Truths Retold, which will allow me to put my Waxing Spectre on the bottom of my deck for later. Very good card. And this will essentially prevent another dagger attack next turn.
That's pretty good. So, slither in my arsenal.
Yep.
To the bottom, and then I will draw 4. Your turn.
Cool. Here, I should have probably let the shield die and reset the next turn, because sometimes it's just not worth to keep your auras alive for too long. You don't want to overcommit. I'll attack for 2, go again with my spectral shield for free.
That's also
utilizing Enigma's discount of 1 on a spectral shield.
Yeah, so I'll... Ooh, what do I do with this hand? Alright, I will take 2.
Now, my second spectral shield attack does in fact cost 1 because it's only the first one that gets discounted. So we'll just use our action point to play out this Essence of Ancestry Mind.
Ooh.
And pass turn.
Okay, sounds good. Then what we do is we start off with another one of these wee daggers. Here's 1.
Cool. And we have a bunch of Ward 1 here, so we can look to kind of mitigate the damage by letting these die. So I'll let the Truths Retold eat up the dagger.
That's pretty good. I will pitch 3 more. Come with another Beckoning Mistblade.
And just like before, we'll let it eat the Spectral Shield.
One step at a time, clearing these wards. Alright. And then I will come in with Gravekeeping for 3. So this says when this attacks, you may banish a card from their graveyard. So I'm just going to have a quick look through, look for any blue cards I might want to play. And here I see a very big, juicy blue attack. So I will banish this.
That's pretty good. What we have to think about here is whether we want to protect our auras or whether we want to swing back on the following turn and rebuild our board. So I'm thinking here that we can probably rebuild our boards.
Just let me clear that board. You don't need that.
Maybe.
Spectral Shield.
Really depends what he has left to play. I think we will, even though this is a very powerful offensive card, we will play Waxing Spectre. And we will let this eat the 3 damage.
Cool. So I have no attack. Oh, no. I do have an attack react. I'll play Slither. It gets go again.
That's fine. We knew that was there. We'll let this die eat up the 3 damage with Ward 3.
Cool. Sounds good. And because I have go again, I'll play 1 more attack, which is Bonds of Memory.
Okay. And we have 1 floating, and this was pretty calculated. Just thinking about whether we want to use our cloaked equipment here or whether we want to use cards in hand to cover this. I think we will elect to do both. So we'll play Waning Vengeance with our 1 floating so as to not waste our resources. And then we will turn over our Skywalker Keikoi. And this will prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to me.
It's pretty good.
And this will prevent the next 2. So this dies. I have a blue in my pitch zone. So Waning Vengeance creates a Spectral Shield in play. And that is the 3 damage of the Bonds of Memory.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, I will close the chain and pass the turn. And it's a bit bad for me because I really wanted to clear his board and somehow his board got bigger. So we are definitely on the back foot here.
Just like last turn, I think we'll attack with our Spectral Shield for 2, go again for free.
So strong. Okay. Is there anything I can do about this? I don't think so. I think we need to take this damage. Take 2.
Cool. And I'll just Arsenal and Blast rather than attacking with my other auras.
Okay. So I'll pitch 3. Attack for 1.
I will declare no blocks.
Sounds good.
Let this die.
And then I'll pitch 3. Coming for Deep Blue Sea. 2 blues in my pitch stone, so this gets +2. Coming in for 7.
That's pretty strong. So this is a prime position to take all the damage and swing back on the following turn. So we don't have to be afraid. So we'll just take the 7 here.
Yep, sounds good. No reactions.
Cool. This will ward 3 and I will take 4.
Okay, it's scary when Enigma keeps up a board, but it's even scarier when they just let their board die, because it means their hand is very scary. So I will Arsenal and end my turn.
Cool.
All right.
I will pitch 3 to play Spectral Manifestations. And this is why we let our board get wiped. And this will create a Spectral Shield token, and then if I have no other Illusionist auras, put 3 +1 counters on it. So this is a very good card, only if you have no board though. With my ability and the weapon, I will attack for 4, go again for free.
So this is swinging for 4, and the on hit is death.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good on hit. So I think I will have to block for 3.
Okay.
Taking 1.
1, yep. And then I will pitch a blue, and I saved this for later. Battle for
7.
Bastion.
It's another 7.
It's another 7.
Oh my god. Why can't you hit me with fake illusions?
No, it's okay.
This is
How about big guy with
so
sword?
big guy with sword, the biggest sword. All right. I gotta block this. I'm gonna block 3 and I'm gonna block 6.
Cool, take 1.
Take 1.
Cool, I'll arsenal this and pass turn.
So we are alive, and I think I need to keep this card because this is the thing that might give me a chance at a comeback later on, because he has very cool blue cards in his banish zone that I can use, and this will give me access to it. I'm going to try hold this, and then I'm going to swing for 3 instead. Desires of Flesh.
Okay.
Coming in for 3.
We have an okay turn here. I don't think he can kill me, so
Was that all a bluff? And is this an attack reaction?
doesn't matter. So we'll
That's
say no blocks.
Are you sure about that?
I am pretty sure. Yeah,
There's a
we're-
special shield with 3 counters on it, Jason. Don't you want that?
yeah, he's right, but also no blocks.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right.
Cool. I'll take 2
Yep, take 2.
and then banish the top card.
Yep,
That is another juicy card for you.
it is, but it is not an attack action card, so I don't gain a life. And then I will Arsenal pass.
Okay.
Draw 4. So here my thought process is, it's near the end of the game, I've got my Transcend card, I am ready to go next turn and kill Jason, because there are so many powerful blue attacks in his banish zone. So I just need to survive here.
I think with this hand, we just want to pitch and do the same thing as before. Let our board get wiped. Rebuild. We will rebuild. And we will attack for 4. Go again for free.
So the 4 is again very threatening, so I will give him a card. The cool thing about this though is that if I take 1 here, it lets me go to 1 health, and then I may be able to flip over my chess piece, which will be very, very powerful. So I will block for 3 here. Taking 1?
Sure.
Take 1.
Then I will play Waning Vengeance with my 1 floating. I will play Homage to Ancestors. I just played this blue card, so this transcends and I gain a life.
Oh god. Okay.
And then I will pitch this in a chi, not
Yep.
to create a Spectral Shield, but to attack for 1
Okay.
with 2 floating.
All right. Again, the on hit is death. It is an attack for 1, and I don't want to give up a whole card for it. So the cool thing I can do here is I will pitch 3, and I'll flip my headpiece, Aqua Seeing Shell. So what this is instant pitch 3, turn this face up, and I draw a card. So I get to effectively replace that card and get a block 1 on the board, which I think is good because then it lets me keep this, and then I should be able to win next turn with this. So I'm going to block 1.
So Enigma doesn't have any attack reactions, but
Wait, what? wait, what?
but what she does have,
Yeah, she doesn't have attack reactions. Wait, what do you have?
she has
what do you have?
Astrolations, which puts a +1 counter on a target aura with ward.
What? No!
which is an action typically. But if I control the spectral shield, I can play it as.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Uhyoung will in fact be taking one, and the on-hit is death.
Okay. No. Okay. I am dead. Good game.
All right,
sir.
good game.
I had you next turn.
You never had me. You never had your car.
No. Okay. Good game, though. Good game.
Good game, good game.
That's the end of the game, and I just want everyone to know what you have just witnessed is what we in the industry like to call a cheese. And it's when an inferior player sort of tricks the better player into winning.
The only cheese in that game were the chi in my hand.
Yeah, so in that game, I just needed one more turn. And if I had one more turn, I feel like I could have transcended, played all of his big blue attacks out of his banished zone, and won the game. But Jason, sneaky boy that he is,
Superior player.
snuck in there with a little tappity tap.
And sometimes your opponent just needs one more turn and you just can't give them that one more turn. So throughout the game, we tactically prevented all of his damage by using our ward efficiently and knew our spots to block to protect our auras and also spots to just let the auras die and rebuild. And it is with that tactical strategy that we won the game.
Great job, Jason. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I'm really proud of me too. All right, with that being said, remember to get down to your local pre-release, 24th to the 27th of May, and try out these new Mystic heroes. And remember, after you finish your game, remember to
D-Chi. Remember to D-Chi. And after your games, remember And after your games, remember to D-Chi. And after your games, remember to D-Chi.